3 flew around in my head, but I banished them for the only 2 words that now mattered: steady and income. Joey smiled again, and this time it was actually genuine. Maybe this could actually work. How much do you weigh? Or maybe not. Enough, I said. He gave me a once-over and apparently was not too impressed. Our biggest uniform is a size 6. I'm a 6. If it was really, 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 really stretchy, I'd kinda, maybe, sorta put on a few pounds since Richie had last seen me, blossoming from a size 4 to a 10. Not considered big in any state known to vote Republican, but in L.A., I might as well have been fused to a couch and needing a forklift to help me up. I'd be happy to try on the uniform, I said. Joey didn't say anything, just looked at me. And then something changed. I knew that look. It was coming. The question I dreaded most, even more than the tell me about yourselves. He was going to ask if we'd gone to high school together. People always knew I looked familiar, but just couldn't figure out why, so they assumed they knew me from home. I'd been from places like Seattle, Omaha, and in one case, Wasilla, Alaska. I've always said there is at least one black person everywhere. Folks all seem to think that lone integrationist is me. You look like someone I went to school with, he finally said. There it was. Oh, I said. She must be beautiful. I smiled, just so he'd know I was joking. He said nothing, just stared some more. I waited. It took a few seconds, but it finally hit him. Don't think so, boo! You're the don't think so, boo girl in those commercials. Was, I clarified. I was the girl in those commercials. I had been considered famous once upon a time. But unlike Cinderella and Snow White, my fairy tale had not ended with happily ever after. Instead, it came crashing down a 1.5 years ago, and I had joined the rest of the mere mortals. Having had fleeting fame, I was not recognizable as much as familiar. The familiarity was courtesy of the Chubby's chicken chain. For almost 2 years, I would somehow end every situation and commercial with the catchphrase, "Don't think so, boo." If the scene called for me to be really upset, I'd even give a quick little finger jab, a long neck roll, and a sophisticated sucking of my teeth. Rosa Parks would be so proud. 18 months ago, Chubby's had abruptly ended my contract with the all-too-standard "we're going in a new direction" spiel to my now former agent. Silly me had been under the impression Chubby's would be just the beginning, not the end. I knew there was more in my future than just chicken wings. I was wrong, and now officially, unofficially, retired from acting. You gotta say it, just once. He looked at me, all goofy-like. A complete 180 from the wannabe grown-up of a few minutes before. I shook my head. I hated that phrase even more than I hated my life at that moment. That was a lifetime ago. A lifetime and an almost repossessed Lexus. I don't act anymore. Oh, come on. He was practically begging. We love those commercials. Don't think so, boo. Just say it one time. I was tempted to tell him I'd say it every time I brewed a freaking XX espresso if he would just give me the dang job already. Wait, he said, as if I was actually about to do it. Bobby needs to be here. He turned in the direction of the counter and screamed at the top of his lungs, Bobby! Get out here! The bleached blonde at the register barely blinked. Before I knew it, a tall...